I'm Donna Drake, and tonight I'm taking you to New York City for the Adapt Leadership Awards 2024. Stay tuned. So tonight is a wonderful night, and when I'm here, it always says Adapt, and it's like Adapt, it's the Adapt House.
It is. Cipriani, 42nd Street, has supported our cause for many, many years, and we're happy to be back.
Yes. So tell us your involvement. How did your family kind of get involved with all of this?
Family was part of the founding families of United Cerebral Palsy of New York City in the 1940s, serving the disabled community, and I remain a board member, the last Hausman board member on, as of today, some 80 years later.
Yeah. What is the mission of Adapt? Tell us about what is at the foundation. What is it?
It's educational services, it's advocacy, and really providing a voice to the disabled community here in New York City.
Now, you at one time had a family member that was afflicted with cerebral palsy, and back then the services weren't so great. Right? And so have you seen growth because of Adapt year after year to help people live an extraordinary life?
Oh, absolutely. The growth of the organization has been amazing. We've had amazing leadership, continuity, which is the most important thing, trust amongst our support staff. And I think that the most important thing to do in providing for our community is to understand that these are sometimes they're people that just cannot help themselves. And we have a longstanding commitment to serving and providing things that you can't easily get your hands on. And the organization takes an approach with over 2,700 people in our employ to making lives better, but on an individual basis, including through assistive technology, housing. It's a day-to-day task, and nobody really understands that this is something that just does not go away. It's not going to just end one day, with the passage of time. This community has been underserved for decades and decades and decades, and continues to be underserved. And the organization is going to continue to do so long as I'm alive to do so.
And that's why nights like this, these fundraisers, are so important, because it takes money in order to be able to fund these programs.
Absolutely. Our annual budget's over $250 million, and we don't just serve people with cerebral palsy or mental retardation. We serve people with autism and so many other handicaps. And notwithstanding the size of our budget, almost all of it is government funded. And thank God for our partners in New York City and New York State for doing so. However, without the generous contributions of our private donors, this organization would not be able to provide the services that we do, and the need only gets bigger as time goes by.
I thank you for being here this evening and inviting us and putting this whole thing together. Joining us now is Tom, and he helped co-chair this entire event. What made you decide to say yes to this particular charitable organization?
Well, many years ago, I worked with a gentleman by the name of James Case, who's also on the board, and his wife's family started United Cerebral Palsy. Coincidentally, my niece has cerebral palsy, so we were talking as we do at work every day, and I mentioned that, and he said, "Wow, we have an organization that helps people with disabilities and specifically cerebral palsy." So I learned a lot about the organization, working with him, and I do it for my niece. My niece is Della. She is 22 years old. She's actually supposed to be here tonight, but she's not feeling well. Okay. So the reason I'm here is because I had a connection with Jamie, and I had also had a family member that I wanted to help that community in a big way.
I love that. It's all about that. We all have our certain whys, right? Right? Yeah. And when something touches your heartstring, it makes you want to just help in any way you possibly can. I know when you're planning a big event like this, many hours, right, of dedication, you've donated to them. What excites you most about seeing everybody here tonight for this fundraiser?
Oh, I just think the community that Ed has built, our CEO, and how we help children in schools, how we have programs for adults where they live in our houses. I think the best thing that we did, we changed the name. We went from United Cerebral Palsy to Adapt because we want to help people with any disability, either physical or mental or developmental. So attracting people here, to be a part of this, and maybe they'll give a little money to help us with our mission, because it's a very important mission to help, especially in the day in New York City, and even to help people get around from point A to point B, and just so they feel like a regular part of society day in and day out.
Accessible. It needs to be accessible.
I mean, my niece, she's very special to me. She's the happiest person in the world. She's in a wheelchair. She's immobile. She just got her degree from College of Staten Island. She got an associate's degree. She's very focused on education. And she's just, when other kids complain, Della never complains, and she just focuses on a goal, and she just overcomes the odds all the time. So that's why it's very special to me to see all these people here, committed to the organization, wanting to provide gifts to the organization. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place to be.
Let's go Islanders! Boom, boom, Let's go Islanders! Okay, as you know, I am a huge Islanders fan.
Yes.
And I used to bring my child to the Islanders Business Club when he was 2. He's now in college.
Wow.
And still an Islanders fan.
What's his name?
Matthew Dunninger.
Okay, Matthew.
There we go.
I'm talking to you, Matthew. Keep being an Islanders fan, Matthew. We need you, Matthew, to come and help us win, okay? All right.
I know, the better the fans, I think the better they play.
Exactly.
It's part of our winning formula, right?
Fans are great.
So excited.
It's the fans team. We're the people's team. We love our fans.
And we're leading the way. That's what tonight is all about, leading the way. And you're winning a leadership award. So tell us why that means so much to you, John.
Well, the Islanders are a community trust, and ADAPT is serving 20,000 clients. Imagine the entire UBS arena being sold out with standing room, and you have a sense of how many clients ADAPT serves throughout the metropolitan area. So to be part of this, to bring recognition to ADAPT, to bring a focus of the New York Islanders to ADAPT, letting the community know about ADAPT, putting them on our scoreboard, having them do the 50-50 raffle, all these fundraising mechanisms that we have for the great nonprofits in the metropolitan area that New York Islanders can support. And of course, the Islanders Children's Foundation is also a very important part of the community, and many of ADAPT's clients are children. I toured one of the schools, and I met the kids, and they're fantastic. And even more fantastic are the people who serve them. These are true superstars who are taking care of folks with developmental disabilities, developmental challenges, but they bring so much love and passion to their job. It really hit me in a very, very tender way.
Tonight we're here once again for ADAPT, and you're going to be presenting an award to Michael Dowling. Tell us what that award is about.
That award encapsulates the incredible service that he has provided for over 30 years as CEO of Northwell Health Systems, his service in government as secretary. He has just been an incredible figure and a leader, a thought leader in health and long-term services for people with disabilities and everyone.
And how have you been this year? Anything special happened to you in the journey since I last saw you, John?
Oh my gosh, we've traveled around the world a bit, and we are home to the #1 ranked wheelchair rugby team at Lakeshore Foundation, Team USA, that'll be going to Paris. So that's all going to be great.
That is absolutely fantastic. And what color are their uniforms?
They are black and red.
All right. So go black, go red. And I see you're kind of representing that tonight. It was lovely to see you once again. And I also just want to give you a shout out because you are also a champion, you know, for many different legislations and things that make the world a better place. So I just want to tell you thank you. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's an honor.
Joining us once again is Susan Lucci. Susan, tell us what ADAPT means to you, why this is on your heart here tonight.
Oh, it's been on my heart care for a number of years, and I'm so impressed with the work that they do with such dignity, and at the core is helping people help themselves and their families help themselves. It's really important work they're doing. My goodness, when I'm here in the city, you know, when I see people who are able-bodied and well can cross the streets, they're teaching these people to have a whole full life for themselves, and I'm so proud of them.
It's so exciting, too, because you live on Long Island, and we're celebrating 2 other Long Islanders tonight.
Oh, yes.
John Ledecky and
Ledecky.
Michael
I'm so happy to
Dowling.
be here for John Ledecky.
We're going to have a good time this evening. When you decide to choose a charity to give to, what are the criteria that you pick so that might help other donors want to make the same type of choice?
What a wonderful question. I mean, this charity spoke to my heart because it has to do with people with disabilities, and there are children involved, and that always touches my heart. Of course, the American Heart Association and Go Red for Women, I have a great big personal connection with them. So I couldn't keep my good luck to myself. I had to pass that along.
There you go. It's all about community spirit, and you have such a beautiful spirit. Lovely to see you again, as always.
Donna. Thank you.
Happiness, and tonight, I don't know, maybe there'll be a little dancing. It's not supposed to be, but do you like to dance?
I love to dance.
You do?
Yes.
What is it, like favorite, like salsa? Like, what do you like to dance?
Salsa. This Latin music is amazing. Could happen.
Stay tuned. Thank you. A delight. Joining us now is Linda. Hello, and tonight is fabulous night for Adapt.
Yes, it is. We are thrilled to have you here and to have so many people come out and support Adapt.
Now, you've been with Adapt over 30 years. I'd like to know, do you remember what your first day was like?
Oh, I absolutely do. I walked around visiting the programs. I started out as the Assistant Executive Director for Adult Day Services and the clinic. So my job was to take a look at what we did during the day for the people we support, and also to check on our clinical services. We run Article 28 clinics, which is similar to the hospital certification. So it's important that we have the right staff to support the people we serve, as well as ensure that we have all of the resources that we need. And that's pretty much what my job has been.
I heard that you're like the educational champion for them. Like, is that true? Like legislation and going to bat for people and figuring things out and making opportunities where opportunities and programs never existed.
Our goal is to ensure that the people we support can be as independent as possible. So it is important for them to be in the community and to enjoy all of the opportunities that the community affords. So where we used to just have lots of day programs where people came together and socialized, they socialized with each other. Now our goal is to actually get them out into the community, socializing with the community at large.
With us once again is Abigail Hawk. How are you tonight?
I'm excellent, especially now that I get to see you.
I know. That's one thing that's so nice, is that at least we get to see each other once a year, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year.
Depending on what I'm doing on the island, you know?
So what have you actually been doing? Like Blue Bloods, right? Yes?
So we had a nice long strike. I got to spend the summer in Maine, which was phenomenal. I did so much kayaking and hiking and hanging with my boys and my dogs, and it was amazing. But then we came back and we got to work on season 14. I have also been doing the festival circuit with my independent film Daruma, which I associate produced. And Daruma is an amazing film. It stars John Lawson and Tobias Forrest, who are both disabled, but the movie is not about their disabilities, which makes it very, very singular. It's not some like inspirational film. They're just very flawed, jerky humans, and it's about their friendship. And Tobias's character discovers he's a dad from a no longer functional relationship, and it's a fantastic film, and I'm very excited that hopefully it will be in people's living rooms soon.
So Adapt. So tell us about your personal connection, because I see you here year after year, and I just know how strong your desire is to like connect.
Yes, absolutely. So my niece Catherine was disabled. She passed away in 2019, but she lived to a wonderful age of 16. She was incredible, miracle, and I wanted to have people like her be seen and be more visible. You know, you have a quarter of Americans that have a disability, and there is very little representation in the media, and I want to change that. I think that disabled people have so much to say, so much to give.
What is so special about Adapt? What do you feel that they do well?
So I feel that Adapt makes New York an accessible and inclusive place for everyone. Their ability to take smart and assistive technology and make it readily available, teach people how to use it, their preschool programs, their residential programs, their recreational programs. It's just a phenomenal place where work is happening, and this organization is on the forefront. They are thinking about the future. They are making New York a wonderful, welcoming place for all, and I am all about that.
I hear you.
Yes.
There you go. We are all about
We're
that. All about it. Please, if you can, donate to ADAPT. They'd appreciate it, and so would we. Be well. Congratulations on winning the Hausman Humanitarian Award. Michael, at what age during your journey did you decide that you wanted to be a giver? Do you remember like being young or?
Well, growing up, I grew up in a lot of poverty, in a difficult situation, and as a very, very young kid, I was always, wanted to do something. I wanted to get out of where I was. I was told when I was a kid that there wasn't much of an opportunity for me to be successful given the fact that how I grew up in extreme poverty. I was told that, people told me, isn't it too bad somebody like you can't ever go to college? So I was determined, I'm going to change that. I'm going to determine my future. Somebody else is not going to determine it for me. And my mother, who was completely deaf, was somebody that was a wonderful motivator, wonderful inspiration. So I left home when I was 16. Went to England and came here when I was just shy of 18. And worked on the docks, worked in construction, worked as a plumber, everything possible. So you've got to be adaptable.
Yes.
You know, it's all about.
We do.
It's all about it being adaptable, changing, not accepting the status quo, doing something different, aiming high all the time, not aiming low, and taking advantage of opportunities, but also being very, very appreciative of all of the people that give you an opportunity and give you a chance. People that, even though you don't know it at the time, they mentor you, they coach you, and you learn from every interaction. So being here and for this organization doing what it does, which is enhancing people's potential, increasing their acceptance in the public, and getting people to appreciate that everybody has extraordinary potential and talent, and we should be maximizing it for everybody. And it's a whole sense of community. That's what this is all about.
I couldn't have said it better myself. That was so beautifully spoken, Michael. I agree with you, and that's what you do so well at Northwell. You are one of the largest employers in Long Island. ADAPT is a leading organization for what they're able to do. In fact, they have like a team of trainers to help others, not just their own organization, but people go to them. And I see that that's what you do as well. It's the overall goodness for each individual.
Well, life is a journey. You're on the journey for a relatively short period of time, and you have a choice to make. You can either decide to exist or decide to try to make a difference. And today, in the world that we live in today, we need people to promote decency and respect and acceptance and inclusiveness more than ever before. And while we have at Northwell right now about 7,000 employees, we like to think of ourselves as a community that's working together to help each other, but help the community at large. And health involves everything. It's just not medical care. It's how we deal with one another. It's how we give people opportunity to get educated, to get a job, et cetera, et cetera. So it's multi-purpose, and I'm delighted. But I work with fabulous people. So when you work with great people who are there for the right reason, you can get a lot of great things done. And we got to elevate the potential of everybody, irrespective of circumstance, and irrespective of color, religion, et cetera, et cetera. We need a lot of this in the United States today. We're going backwards when it comes to respect and decency. We have to change it.
I believe that on your journey, Michael, the fact that you did start out with humble beginnings allows you to have an empathetic heart. And that's why you are the humanitarian that you are today.
Well, I've seen the other side to some extent, and but you've got to be kind to people. You've got to accept people as they are, and then try to the extent that people need to be modified and changed, you try to do it and be a good mentor and coach. And as I said, we're fortunate to be in the healthcare business, to be in business like ADAPT. where we get a chance each and every day to make life a little bit better for somebody else. That's inspiring, that's motivating. There's no other industry like the overall human services industry where you get up in the morning and you know that today I am going to do something, and we will be doing something that is going to make life better for people. They'll be better at the end of the day because of what we did. And that's the kind of a philosophy I think that we've got to perpetuate and promote an awful lot more now.
Thank you.
Okay?
Congratulations.
Thank you
so
so
good
much.
to see you again.